For the Patriots and the Giants, the Super Bowl will determine the best team in the NFL. But while the players battle it out on the field, sports journalists face their own ultimate challenge, covering arguably the biggest sporting event of the year. And for the Boston Globe, the stakes are higher than ever, with the home team poised to make history with 4 titles in 11 years. I'm Dina Rudick with The Backstory, here with Boston Globe editor Joe Sullivan, who's joining us from Indianapolis to talk about the challenge of covering the Super Bowl of sporting events. Hi, Joe.
Hi, Dina. I'm here on Radio Row, and it's very noisy.
No kidding, I can hear it from over here. Well, what's it look like over there? Where are you?
Well, I'm in the JW Marriott Hotel in downtown Indianapolis, which is the headquarters hotel for the majority of the media. Behind me here is Radio Row, where radio stations from across America have set up stations where they broadcast. It's a nonstop buzz in here starting at 6 a.m.
So I hear that we have 29 people there between reporters and editors and photographers and videographers. That's like half our sports staff.
Well, it's not all sports people. 8 of them are with the photo department, and there's even Mike Gore from our circulation department who's here to make sure we have papers in Indianapolis that people can see the job the Globe is doing covering the Super Bowl.
It's a huge operation.
We need, a lot of people think it's too long between the last game and the Super Bowl. It's 2 weeks, and I am grateful for those 2 weeks because it's a major planning job. We have to be agile because things change all the time, and we have to change our story ideas, and news might break, and we have to jump on that. And that's my role here, to make sure that we have all the correct stories in the Globe and on Boston.com and BostonGlobe.com.
So you're like the air traffic controller of this big Globe operation.
Yeah, I am. And I really walk around the room for most of the time, and I want to make sure, okay, there's Emily Benjamin. She's talking to Eli Manning. Okay, we're all set there. Oh, there's Bob Ryan. He's talking to Julian Edelman. He's going to get his story. And sometimes I might jump in and ask a few questions and pass along the quotes from the players, because we have a limited amount of time to gather the information we need for the stories we plan, and it really is a total group effort to make that succeed. Gosh, I sound like Belichick. That was so boring.
How do you approach each day? What's your overarching goal with your coverage?
We want to be on target. What we think are the most important storylines. But also we want to be original. We're looking for material that other people won't have, and that is sometimes difficult because there's a lot of people here doing the same thing.
So we're the home team newspaper. Do we get any special access?
We don't get any special access. It's all equal here. And what we do get is more credentials. We're allowed to have more people here because they realize that one of our teams being in the game, and we're going to have a lot of space in the newspaper. That's about it. Yeah, we have the most people here, that's all. More than the New York Times. We compared numbers. Sports editor of the New York Times told me he only has 17. I said, we beat you there.
Do you have any interesting stories of run-ins with players, or maybe even a coach or two?
It doesn't happen too often because really they're sort of in their own places, and they're really I'd phrase it as well protected. There's not a lot of interaction between us and the players outside of the formal media access.
So this is definitely not your first Super Bowl, Joe.
It's not, and it's not.
I'm specifically asking about the 24-hour news cycle, the pressure to create video content as well as print content.
Well, yeah, and it really has changed. When the Patriots first started going to the Super Bowl back in 2001, really all we were concerned about was what we were putting in the newspaper. And that's how we made our plans. When we construct our plans for this Super Bowl, we divide them up into sections. Here's what we're going to do in the newspaper. Here's what we're going to do on the web. Here's what we're going to do with video. Here's what we're going to do with blogging. And that's changed completely in the last decade.
Now, journalistic neutrality aside, what are you hoping to see in this game on Sunday?
Any kind of feeling like that I put aside as a professional. It really can't matter to me. But I would like to see something interesting, a close game with a lot of good storylines that we can write about.
Well, I hope the same thing. Thank you so much, Joe, for talking with us and taking time out of your incredibly busy schedule in Indianapolis.
Yes, you're welcome, Dina.